Alright, tonight I'm finally doing a video I've been trying to do for a long time. It is on the balsam poplar. So a lot of people in the United States have cottonwood, which is similar, and a lot of people know this as the Balm of Gilead medicine, or here in the South, lovingly known as Bam Gilly. Sorry about the roosters and the turkeys. They always have their say. So I wanted to show you up close what we're talking about. It's the buds of the tree that we're after this time of year, and it's actually late March right now, but these are gathered anywhere from January, February, or March. But I like to get them right before they leaf out. You'll see some of these are already leafing out just a little bit, just a tad. The green tips of the leaves are coming out. That's fine. What we're really after is there's like little drops of resin on each of these buds that is like this beautiful orange gold color. It's actually the resin that we're after. It's not even like what's inside the bud. And as you can see, they're very sticky. I've been doing this for several hours trying to get it done. It's one of those things that if you don't do it by the time it needs getting done, then you've missed it for the year and you have to wait for the next year. So I've been doing this for about 6 years now. I actually learned about this medicine when I was traveling to Wisconsin, and I'd always wanted to find cottonwood buds, and we just don't have a lot of cottonwood here in Tennessee, not in the Smoky Mountains anyways. I think middle Tennessee we do. And I was traveling to Wisconsin, and I noticed that this driveway of this RV place that we were staying was actually like lined with giant cottonwoods, and there was a huge storm, so I found these all over the place, and I was able to make my first cottonwood bud medicine about 6 years ago, and we've been using it ever since. So you can see I've got probably 4 of these so far. I think this is what, quart container, and I've got maybe 3 more to go, so that is going to be good medicine. So this is the tree in all its maturity. They grow humongous. This is Propolis balsamifera. The cottonwood is Propolis deltoides, I believe, is what it is. And we don't have that one here, but you use the medicine interchangeably. So as you can see, it's a gray bark with deep furrows running vertically up and down. And a younger tree will look quite different. The bark will. But if you can just show how high this thing goes, I don't know, over 100 feet. It's huge. And cottonwoods grow the same way. They grow very, very big. But one thing about this tree is you have to be committed to it, because even after you cut it down, I think this one was planted about 40 years ago. It's not even that old. They were planted all up and down our back property here, and there's just the one left. But they send out these suckers all over the place. They run suckers everywhere. Now, luckily for me, I want these suckers, because obviously I can't reach those branches that are super high. So what we do is we just go ahead and keep cutting these trees down, these younger trees, and we use the buds just right off of them, just like this. Just gather the buds up and down. And now these are actually what are going to be turning into the tree's leaves, and also the catkins. This time of year the catkins are coming out, which is part of they're just packed full of pollen. It's part of the reproduction process of the tree, and you'll see these hanging out of the tree. These are our little rascals. Hey, I feel like I always have a chicken or something in my videos these days. That's okay. They're sweethearts. They're good turkeys. So the reason you would want to use this medicine, what's it good for? So, of course, the Native Americans, like most things, began using this thousands of years ago. And this is actually a sacred tree, the cottonwood, and both the balsam poplar are sacred trees to them. And you find that a lot with trees that are so tall and high and branched out. There's just a lot of, even several tribes, because these even grow out west, in the Northwest and Canada, and the tribes throughout those areas always use this tree in a sacred way, but definitely in a medicinal way as well. So it has micro, oh, what am I trying to say? Sorry, my turkeys are distracting me. It has properties that help inflammation and pain, and it's used a lot in things like sore muscles, sore joints, arthritis, inflammation. It's even used for inflammation of the skin. So flare-ups of eczema or acne or anything that's hot and red, it will soothe the inflammation in those areas. It is really good at sore throats. Oh my goodness, really? It's really good at sore throats, keeping just the bacteria down in sore throats and lung congestion. So it's stimulating. It's hot. It's stimulating. So if you were to suck on this thing, it almost just burn your mouth, and the resin would start to melt off the bud and stick to your teeth. You got little yellow teeth, and then it just kind of burns. Every time you swallow it, just kind of burns. But that's the medicine working. So if you were to make a tincture or something out of this, you could take that in drop form. And if you were going to make an oil out of this, an infused oil out of this, then you can use it topically as just the oil, or make a cream out of it, or make a salve out of it. So I do both, or I do all three of those, and sell it as one of my products. So no, I'm not food, darling. So even if you were to use a little bit of the oh my goodness, go away. Even if you were going to use the balsam poplar oil in another oil, it would help that other oil not go rancid. So this particular oil saves for a long time. It doesn't go rancid very easily. It does keep microorganisms at bay and helps the shelf stability of other oils and salves. So keeping that in mind. But what you would do is you would infuse this in oil, and I'll just go on the internet because I'm not in my kitchen and I can't show you, but you would infuse this either for 4 to 6 weeks, some people say the longer you leave it the better, that you can leave it up to a year, or if you're in a hurry, you can do it very gentle, baño María, ¿cómo se dice? Baño María, double boiler, very gently warm up the oil, and honey, this is not food. Warm up the oil and coax that medicine out of the buds. Just you want to melt that resin off into the oil and infuse the oil, and then you can use the medicinal properties out of the oil by making, again, the salve or the cream. And if you're going to do a tincture, make sure to use very high proof, because it's almost like if you're trying to make a pine sap tincture. Like 80 proof vodka isn't quite strong enough solvent to break down the resin into liquid medicinal form. So you want to use something more like 100 proof does work, but you do have to shake it, agitate it a lot. Something more like Everclear to start with, and then you can water it down to a 30% alcohol content after that. So that's what this looks like, and now that I'm done, the turkeys are done too. They're walking off into the sunset, so glad you could join us for balsam poplar medicine. Thank you.